Hello, 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 hello. This is G. Welcome, everyone. This is Allastrology, and we're going to talk a little bit about Pluto in Capricorn. We have a retrograding Pluto, and it started in Aquarius, right? And it goes all the way back into Capricorn energy. So we got a retrograding Pluto on the screen. And next to it, we have Saturn, planet Saturn. The significance of these is that this Pluto is now in Capricorn, right? It's in Capricorn energy. And so many times I jump to the shortcut. My brain just goes right to the ruler of Capricorn, just so everybody understands. I know a lot of you are like, yeah, gee, we get it. But there's a lot of folks who may not understand this because they could be a first timer. And if you're watching for the first time or you're just dipping your toes a little bit beyond the shallow end, right? And you're going a little bit into the water that's at the knee level in the astrological waters, then hang in there with me, whatever level you're at. Ask questions, add whatever your thoughts are. There's no question too small. There's no comment that isn't appreciated. Like everything here, it's all about the community here is about learning. When does Pluto get back into Capricorn? Because it started its retrograde in Aquarius. So here it is, September 1st. Now, do you hear alarms going off in your head? September 1st. So a Uranus retrograde begins at this time. Same day. This video isn't going to be about that. Again, go watch that one. But this Pluto, even though it already began its retrograde, it now enters Capricorn energy on September 1st, 2024. And it happens literally like 9 hours after Uranus begins its retrograde. Now, Uranus is in Taurus and it stays in Taurus, right? So that video will kind of give you the deeper dive on Uranus energy going retrograde in Taurus. This Pluto, this specific video is because Pluto's already in a retrograde, but now it's going to enter into a different sign. Okay, so it's significant because the Uranus retrograde starting just 9 hours earlier, and then this Pluto, as it's retrograding, going into Capricorn the 9 hours later, you see? So it's like, that's a lot of stuff happening in 24 hours. And then there's another video. There's another video that I've already looked at the chart, and I'm going to record it right after this video, literally, provided, on my mom's schedule and timing and the girl anyway. Hopefully it'll be within the same hour. So we'll see what happens. But there's a new moon coming up, and it's literally the very next damn day. So it's like, holy crap. It's like the beginnings are really like these new beginnings. So that takes us to Pluto, and Pluto retrograding in the sign of Capricorn. The numbers are in red, and it started its retrograde in Aquarius, right? Serious energy. Capricorn is about what we're building for the long term, our material, tangible financial security. So some say, if it's Capricorn, I can hold it, I can see it, it's tangible, I can feel it, like there's mass, there's weight to it. Like some say that's Capricorn. That's not all Capricorn is, though. Truly, if I'm thinking of goals that I have, well, I'm thinking of them, their ideas, their thoughts. I can even write them down, right? But they start here, right? It's this long-term thing that I'm building something. Normally we could say like the building blocks, literally construction, like we think of, like, remember the CCC in the United States, the Civilian Conservation Corps. What did they do, right? They literally were fixing like roads and bridges and infrastructure within within different cities, and then the national park system, those buildings, those homes, those cabins, the fencing, just the stonework, the masonry. Like you see the CCC's work, and to this day, you look and you're like, damn, that's 100 years old almost, right? The CCC built that, right? So it's short of 100 years old, but it's getting close, and it's probably time for a lot of that stuff to um, maybe have a facelift, whatever you want to call it. So it's something material and tangible, and we think of things that are being built or that were built, time, Saturn, something that's built to last a long ass time. So we think of institutions within societies, right? We don't just build them for a short term. And of course, that's changing because we're going kind of away from a lot of the material, the tangible structures like the brick and mortar stores, and we've moved into like e-commerce, and we've moved into a global economy where it's not dependent on just like the mom and pops, unfortunately, right? I mean, there's positive and negatives to everything. So now we've got this whole Capricorn stuff being a major focus because power. Pluto is all about power. It's massive power. It's intense power. So it went from being different and new and exciting, like this is space exploration, right? This is mass transportation. This is I'm in the rocket ship, NASA going up. This is the International Space Stations. This is the science and in the laboratories as well, right? That's Aquarius energy, and we think of a vaccine that was created during the pandemic. This is all the science stuff, right? This is all the science stuff, and astrology, by the way. The whole point of talking about this is that Capricorn energy and Aquarius energy, there's something there where it is about rules and order and structure for dealing with large quantities, whether it's goals on a large scale, Capricorn energy, corporations, business and government, Capricorn, my long-term goals and what we're going to build, and then humanity, people, right? How do we handle that? Social causes, social safety nets. Like this is all this energy and the ideals, the ideas and the ideals. This is creative intellect. Pluto now in Capricorn is more about restabilizing and restructuring, reordering, saying, okay, we've got this structure, we've got this system in place, and now it's time to reorganize. The thing with Pluto, because it's about intense power, possibly experiences of power struggles, which is why Pluto in Aquarius was all about the rise of the authoritarians, like people sharing, like saying things out loud where it was like, oh my God, they actually say that. Like it was, how they would say the silent part, they're saying it out loud now. And it was just like, yeah, they are. They're saying it out loud because it was this, I will be rebellious. I will stand out and be different. Matter of fact, that's my goal. Matter of fact, that's where I got my power. Pluto and Aquarius, by being different, by standing out, by being unconventional, which can border along radical even for sure, and extreme for sure, extreme energy when it's in Cappy. And yeah, material and tangible, the rules and the structure, right? So we got to change. We got to do something unconventional. This is now taking this knowledge that Pluto took with Aquarius energy. But remember, the ancient ruler of Aquarius is Saturn. So there's something here about how Pluto went into Aquarius and changed Saturn's energy a little bit, because Saturn is also a ruler of Capricorn. So now Pluto's got the knowledge of how it was able to bring and infuse some new breath, some new energy, some new life, something never been done before, or at least not normally been done. So it seems kind of radical but it's always been done this way, tradition, Saturn. And now that Pluto, with that new breath, with that new energy, going back into old school Capricorn, whose ruler is absolutely Saturn. So Saturn is really fascinating in my mind because we talk about how it's the rulership of both Capricorn and Aquarius, but yet Uranus is also the ruler of Aquarius. So why the heck are we honoring them both? Well, you think space and aliens and science, and you absolutely don't think Saturn, and it has to do with when planets were discovered. And so that's a big part of this too. But because we are living in historical slash biblical times since the pandemic, right? You got to pay attention to both these planets when we talk about Aquarius energy. And especially since Pluto is going back and forth. It started in Capricorn, went into Aquarius, went back into Capricorn, went into Aquarius, and here we are, folks. The last time ever in your life. For everybody listening, right? Everybody alive right now, the last time in your life that this Pluto will ever be in Capricorn. This is it. This is the bell tolling. It started its process back uh, many, many years. It started as soon as Pluto entered Capricorn. So for those of you who want to deep dive on that, you're talking an average of, I think, 18 to 20 years, Pluto in Capricorn type of energy. Took a long time to start changing things, and we could tell, like, when all the brick and the mortar stores started going out of business and the big chains, right? It was like all of a sudden there was a lot of restructuring and reorganizing, and a lot of that also had to do with corporations going from um, going from a competition healthy competition, which is what we're supposed to have. This is kind of like the structure we're supposed to have, which is lots of different businesses competing for your business, right? Well, when Pluto entered Capricorn, we had a lot of businesses that kind of went away. Sure, we had the online stuff, but at the same time, we had this monopoly type of energy growing because it went from 20 competitors to all of a sudden, a handful of competitors because certain corporations would buy out other corporations, right? So you hear like, oh, it's a sister company, it's this and that, right? And you see it like when you go to your fast food chains, like Taco Bell. Oh my God, who owns Taco Bell? How many other companies? Who are those sister companies? Like you can probably think of 4 or 5 names. And there's a lot of companies where it's the same way. So in reality, then we're seeing like, especially since after the pandemic, we're seeing how the price gouging thing, well, because it was only a handful of companies, right? Like the people that you buy our groceries from, there's like what I think the number might be 6 chains across the US, 6 grocery chains, maybe less now than there used to be. And so it's like, well, hell yeah, they can raise the prices, right? They can do whatever the hell they want. So um it kind of speaks to this restructuring and this reorganizing within businesses, within corporations, because Pluto was there and Pluto adds power to something and it creates a deep change at a core level. It says, okay, I'm coming in. I got the power. We can buy out this one. We can buy out this one. We can do all of this. We can buy them out and put our name on it. And what happens is, well, then that's one less competitor. You see? So it's better for that company. So this also has to do the connections with the tie-ins to the business and the money and the government, right? And so that's a thing. And this Pluto is back, it goes back to 28 degrees. And it's there to kind of make those deep changes more permanent. So hopefully what we'll see is with its retrograde, it's coming back to see a little bit more clearly, even because it's got a lot of the knowledge that it had here and these ideas. And it's coming to hopefully, I'm sorry, my shit's going all over the place. Hopefully it makes it unboring for you visually. It's going to make these changes within the structure and the order. And so the word restructuring within government, within corporations, has been major with Pluto and Capricorn. And rooting out the abuses of power, government. So that's massive power, massive money, business and government, and the connections. Okay. And so we shall see what happens, right? We are observers, but yet we are learning We're in the process of understanding, at least I hope, where we have to play a role. By the way, for those who aren't aware, the United States' second house, the house of their values and their money, it's really similar to this chart that I have up. This is just a chart of the moment, by the way, for the moment that Pluto goes to 2959. The United States chart, though, they have some Capricorn and the rest is Aquarius, but it's in their second house. So it truly is an experiment. You see, it's an experiment because this is Aquarius is experiment energy. It's different. It's unconventional. We're testing. We are testing. Is this going to make it? So Pluto is here to hold people accountable. It's to make changes at a deep level within government, within corporations, within business. And I would expect that with a Pluto, while it's retrograding, we will continue to see and hear and maybe be surprised by things that are changing. 29 degrees is a critical degree. This chart is on a Sunday, September 1st, 7:56 p.m. Central Daylight Time Zone, adjust for where you live, where Pluto goes into the sign of Capricorn. Okay, so long-term goals, the order and the structure, tradition, something that's been around for a long time. This represents authority figures, people in your life. This is boss energy. So does Capricorn and Saturn energy mean authoritarians? Not necessarily. It means authoritarian when the person is taking that energy to the extreme. Because all energy, think of this line of energy, and think of this being the middle. Okay? That's just the middle. So that line represents Saturn energy, and that's the halfway point of Saturn energy. So down here, is it expressing one way, and down here, is it expressing any other way? The best way all energy expresses, the healthiest, would be to express right in the center. That truly is a balanced way, and that is kind of what we're always shooting for within our life, within our charts. It's a Pluto retrograde of restructuring, reorganizing, and rooting out the abuses of power within corporations, big money, big business, and even in government. Someone trying to be the ruler as opposed to your representative. Somebody trying to use its power to do what it wants, only for its best, only for its profit over the people.